Hi there. Today, the 19th of August, 2024, we have a full moon in Aquarius. So, of course, when there's a full moon, it's always opposing the sun because that's how full moons are formed. So, when there's oppositions, it's one of the aspects that are formed between two planets. And, of course, when two things oppose each other, sparks fly. So, oppositions can be very difficult aspects to work through, but they're ones that really tend to show things up. They're really showing you what's the opposite way I can look at this. And by looking at things from an opposite perspective, can I see something I haven't been able to see before? Can I use something or a tool or an awareness that's there that I haven't been able to use before? And so full moons are really a great time for manifesting. So when this particular full moon in Aquarius will be opposing the sun and opposing Mercury. So what it's really asking you to do is to come up with new and creative innovations and initiations to move forward. So how can you do things differently? How can you take the same old way you've done something, which is often the sun energy, that methodical daily life energy? How do I take that and use the Aquarian energy to do it differently? So how can we work through our differences with one another as well by using the art of communication? Because Mercury is all about communication. So he's really showing when he's opposing the sun, how do I explain myself? How do I take this great idea I just had and make it so that everybody else can enjoy it as well or get on board with it as well or just understand it as well? So we really are encouraged to use the art of communication to describe what we want to do next, to not be afraid to say, hey, I've looked at a different way of doing that, or hey, how we've always fixed this way. Well, how about we fix it this way? Because I just had this idea and it seems to make a lot of sense to me that this is another opportunity or another way that we can solve this problem and get the same result or even get a better result. So don't be afraid at this time to try a new way of doing something that you've always done another way. There might be, and it could be anything from in the way that you market yourself or the way that you bake a cake, the way that you light the fire. It doesn't have to be big things in your life. It can just be little things, finding ways to be more efficient. But mainly, it's not so much about efficiency, it's about being innovative and realizing that it's okay to change. We are in such a time of incredible change on the earth plane, and change is the one constant. It's the one thing we must embrace because it's not going away. And if we can't work with change, then it's always going to be our enemy. And change is a good thing because the 7-year itch, especially, all of that sort of 7-year energy, if we stay doing the same thing, looking at the things the same way, being the same person our entire lives, we start to rot and stagnate in our comfort zone. And that's never a good thing. We're here to evolve, to change, to grow. And when we have this Aquarian energy, especially when we have a full moon in it, it really inspires us to feel confident because the moon represents your emotions. So if you can use your emotions to feel comfortable in a state of being different or being alternative, then you're really stepping out of your comfort zone. And not only that, but you're actually being able to use that energy to achieve things because you don't have a fear of change. You don't have a fear of being different. And so you're working with the energy rather than resisting it or seeing it as something that makes you stand out for being too weird or it's some type of liability in your life. You're really embracing the fact that it's cool to be different. And, that's the world we're kind of in at the moment, where it is absolutely okay to be different. It's absolutely okay to do things the way that you want to do them, but you don't need to make it a big deal. It doesn't have to be, this is the only way to do it, and because I do it this way, everybody else must do it that way too. That's exactly what we're moving out of. We're supposed to be moving into complete acceptance. You do you, I do me, and that's just fine. We don't need to overly celebrate one another's differences. We don't need to condemn each other's differences. We just need to accept them and go along with them as being part of the big picture, of being part of the flow, part of the world that we live in. So full moons are always about manifesting as well, and they're always a wonderful time to charge and cleanse your crystals. So if you've got lots of crystals or even just a few, pop them on the windowsill or outside in the full moon energy. And let them really absorb that energy so they can be cleansed and cleared and activated for the next month ahead. So enjoy this full moon. I'll be back again soon. Bye.